for 559.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated.
Yeah, he's not trying to get
Are you-
it yet.
Jason, are you red or are you white?
White?
Okay.
We going with him or without it?
I think at 6 o'clock, we're gonna have to start.
It's 6 o'clock.
What's that?
It is 6 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll start with that.
Okay. Meeting will come to order. Sidney School Board Special Meeting. Mike, you want to call roll?
Jason Schaffner.
Yep.
Linda Meininger.
Yes.
Mandy Croft.
Here.
Bob Smith. Here. Michelle Lott.
Here.
All present.
I have no idea what's going on, so.
Oh,
Uh,
we can hear you.
Can you hear us? And he's gone.
That's a no.
He couldn't hear us.
Okay.
I told him to just call me.
We don't need him for the first item anyway.
We doing the pledge or we just going to the meeting?
Oh, it's up to you.
Jason.
Yes.
Hey, Tim, we're
From here.
gonna just do it from here.
We can do the pledge.
Okay, I'm sorry, everything rattles and.
That's okay. Hang on for a second. We got an agenda item before you.
Okay, great.
Okay, we'll stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mike?
All right. First item is a motion, would like to request a motion to approve the removal of the 0.5% 10-year traditional income tax levy from the May 4th, 2021 ballot.
I got a motion?
So moved.
Bob, second by Michelle. Any discussion?
Yeah, before
And it-
we vote on this to remove it, can you explain why we're removing it
Right,
and what we're
right.
replacing it with?
The second item on the agenda is a resolution for an earned income. After what we're doing and so forth, feedback and information we're receiving, various meetings that we had surrounding the levy, it was a fairly clear indication that that was the direction we needed to consider. And so that's what we're bringing to you on the next agenda item. But one of the things we do need to do is remove the original one, replace.
Protect our retired population, is that accurate?
That is correct.
Yeah, so I sent out an email with a PDF today about what traditional income tax and what earned income tax. I don't know if everyone got a chance to look at it, but I sent that out today. Basically, I mean, the easiest way to describe it is Social Security is not taxed, pension's not taxed, investment income's not taxed. There's actually a particular line item in the 1040.
Yeah,
That if you look at whatever number is in that line item,
there's some guidance on it. I mean, things like,
that's, I think,
income from rents aren't taxed. I mean, it's, for the majority, it's W-2 wages. I mean, really for the most part, there's some other limited things with partnerships that can be input or can be included, but it's very limited to scope outside of W-2 income.
and I have Tim Hamilton on the phone with us, and Tim is the consultant that's been helping us as well. Scott's been a part of these meetings as well. That's why I asked Scott to come. And pretty much everyone's just kind of almost put their head down when we said we were going to go with a traditional income tax. And as we talked with more and more people, it felt like that we really have a much better shot at doing an earned income tax. And I will tell you that one of my first trepidation with it was just trying to explain it. But after listening to everyone, I mean, it convinced me that this really is the way we should go. That we can really go out and target the seniors to help us, along with the people that normally help us. And then when we were looking at the voter data and the number of people that were registered in the school district between the ages of 51 to 75 plus, knowing how many yes votes we would need in a traditional and a normal May, one or two things on the ballot, we feel like that we can really go out and we can get this done. The business community with Mick Given wanted to be a part of it tonight, but couldn't make it. But the SSEP, what's that stand for again?
Sidney Shelby County Economic Partnership.
Right. They're behind us. They want to partner with us to really get this done, and we felt like this was our best chance to do it. Michelle's question about the change in the amount. In order for us to generate approximately the same amount of money that a 0.5% traditional, we would have to go to a 0.75% earned income. What's that?
Is that what we're doing?
Well, that's what we're proposing to you.
And
So you're making the decision. We're proposing this to
Okay,
you.
that's what you're going.
Yeah.
the rationale.
And if you have
for why
any
that-
questions for Tim, he's here as well.
And for why that happens is because this is probably the smallest pool of taxpayers to collect from out of all the things that are options. So,
And you can only increase in
And you-
1/4% increments.
yes, very good point. ODEs or Ohio Department of Taxation, they love to send their chart out that shows it in 1/8 increments, but you're not allowed to do it in 8th percentage increments. It has to be in 1/4% increments.
And as we've been kind of spitballing ideas through the Levy Strategy Committee meetings and just ideas that we've been having, it sort of came up. We just sort of kind of thought, gosh, have we made a mistake on the traditional income tax? And then when we started researching the dates, we actually can get it in under the wire and still do it and get it done right. And I will tell you that our last Levy Strategy meeting, and Scott was there, Tiff and Mike was too, there was a complete change in, I mean, everyone really got excited when we realized that we could do this and started the plan that we're planning with bringing in what we call influencers to kind of help us, go out to the community. Tim, did you want to say anything on that at all?
Well, I just think the trend, and I don't know how well people can hear me, so I apologize. But I think the trend is toward the earned income just because your senior population want to support the schools, but they're on fixed incomes, and it really is the thing that's moving across the state because of the way things are taxed and presented. It is easily explained, and it is an easy way for you to target your message to the different populations. For the 65 and older, it is a yes for schools and yes for kids with no new taxes or very minimal. And for those in the ages much like us that are moving very quickly toward that, then it does make them see that there is light at the end of the tunnel as they continue to tax. You have made a lot of reductions, and I saw your rollout of your next wave of reductions, and so I think your message is strong. You're trying to be open to ideas and looking at the number of senior voters and others close to that. I really think this is the way to go and a very easy sell as you try to talk to your stakeholders. Yes.
Did you have anything you want to throw in, Scott?
The probability of success is greater with earned income. So if you're going to strategically move in a position that puts you in the best place to get yes votes, you want to be able to engage that donor block that is your largest block, that is a tendency to show up one way or the other. And with the news that was discussed earlier about how the averaging property tax increase in Shelby County is going to shift to about 17.5%, and the state wanted it to be 20 based on property value changes that they saw in their data, you'll be able to go out and share to your seniors, this will not impact you. No matter what you saw with your property tax bill, this vote was still a yes and does not come out of your pocket. And Bob was absolutely right. The business community that's wanting to align behind this with SSEP, when we first heard that it was going to be income, and then the consideration to remove the half and move to the earned, you could see that, okay, there's a chance. The probability is higher. And so now, how do we put the right infrastructure? How do we get the people that can best share this message where there's trust behind their, who they are and their involvement in Sidney to say, this is the best strategy moving forward. So you now have the ability to start lining some of that up. That would have been extremely challenging message to share across that spectrum. And I think it's always important to keep in mind, and this is the 17 years of, banking and financial services in my past, that your senior block no longer controls their income potential. Okay, whether they're fixed, whether they're going to do distributions, that is now outside their control. Where those of us that are still in the workforce can still ladder, we can get promotions, we can look at different jobs. There's, hopefully increases throughout the spectrum. You do not have that. You cannot sit back and say, well, I hope the U.S. government's going to give me an increase on my Social Security this year and hope that that's enough to do anything that's going to impact what we're doing. So you want to focus on your probability, and getting that into the earned is absolutely in your best case scenario.
Yeah, one of the things that excited me when we were diversifying away from property tax are there are certain populations that are impacted more heavily by property tax. And I think this is a good way of also protecting a population that, like you said, has no control over their what's coming in. And so we can help keep it so there's not more going out. Yep.
Does this have a time limit on it, or is this just annually forever?
It's 10 years.
10 years. It's the same term as
Ten.
what the traditional was going to be. This just would be earned instead.
So would it be a renewal?
It'd have to be a renewal.
Yes.
Correct. Otherwise it expires and goes away.
Although the current motion is to remove the existing one.
Remove the existing one. As far as the timing, just so we're all aware of that, this first resolution had to be filed with, submitted to Department of Taxation to certify the percentage by the 22nd. And then the second needs to be the Board of Elections by February 3rd. So passing this next resolution to place the earned on will take action by the board sometime next week after we get the certification back from OD or from the Ohio Department of Taxation, which I have reached out to them already. Said, here's what we're doing, what we're planning to do. The meeting's Tuesday. As soon as you can get it back. The last time I had it back within 2 days. So they said, just, shoot it our way and let me know if it's coming, which is all pretty much by email now anyway. So it moves pretty quickly.
Nothing else?
Anything else?
You have a standing motion with a first and a second, but no votes.
How about you?
We're going to move to that.
Mike, you want to do roll?
All right. Smith,
Yes.
Lott,
Yes.
Meininger,
Yes.
Croft,
Yes.
Schaffner.
Yep.
Motion carries. All right, to the next resolution. I would like to request a motion to approve the resolution declaring the necessity of raising $3,383,068 annually for school district purposes.
I'll move.
Linda,
Second,
Michelle? Any discussion?
that doesn't have to say the 0.75.
It's the actual resolution, if you look in there, it's the complete document resolution is attached. It has,
Yeah.
so it's 0.75 for 10 years.
Earned income.
Right, it's all stated, it lists the section of code that designates what income is taxed, which is the entire resolution that goes to the Ohio Department of Taxation for their certification.
So Mike, this amount of money matches what we needed in the graph to stabilize our budget for a long enough term that we can make all the changes we need to make to really become stable,
That's correct, yes.
Okay. And we know that the business community is behind this option. And hopefully our retired population is behind this option. Do we know if the city or county, if they're behind it or if they've been exposed to it yet?
I haven't really had any major discussions with them on it yet.
Okay.
I know that the mayor and I have had brief discussions in the past about being very supportive of the school system, so I can't imagine that it would be an issue with them. They know where we are financially.
Mike, when do we start collecting this?
The collection on an income tax is slower. So it wouldn't be effective until January 1st, 2022. And it takes actually a full 18 months till you see full collections. So that also is what played into what we needed to ask for. Because the collections are slow. That first year, like the first quarter especially, because it comes into quarterly payments. As they collect them, obviously, in that first quarter, people are just, it's payroll deductions for those that get set up. Sometimes they're slow getting set up because they don't know, employers don't know to withhold it or they're not being withheld. And then others who, if their income's sufficient enough, they might be doing estimates, but those estimates aren't coming until quarterly, and it's just a slow collection process.
Anything else? Mike, want to call roll?
Meininger,
Yes.
Lot,
Yes.
Croft,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Schaffner.
Yep.
Motion carried.
Tim, thanks.
Excited to continue to work with you. You're doing the right path.
All right, we'll see you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
And thank you for your support also.
Sure. Yes, Scott, thanks. Appreciate it.
Scott.
Anything else?
We do have an executive session on the agenda, correct?
Right.
Yes. So we're done.
Yeah, if you guys, here, I'll leave, you can be in executive session.
That's great.
Need a motion to go to executive session?
So moved.
Will there be any action after the executive session? If
No.
not, I'll end
No.
the stream.
There will not.
Michelle? Linda?
Michelle, Linda.
Just wanted over there.
All right.
Any discussion?
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
Scott.
You're locked in.
Thank you.
I'll call roll.